Welcome to English Conversation Café. Learn English through natural conversations.
Welcome back to English Conversation Café. I'm Max, and as always, I'm sitting here next to the most chaotic person I know.
That is such a compliment. Thank you.
It wasn't. I'm Haley.
Wait, no. I'm Haley. You're Max.
Right. Long day. And today we are getting into something good. Today's topic is something that almost every English learner struggles with. And honestly, it's one of the biggest things holding people back.
Okay, so before we even say what it is, Max, can you describe the feeling? Like, you're talking to someone in English and then suddenly,
You freeze.
you freeze. Like a little loading screen appears in your brain. Buffering, buffering.
And while you're buffering, you're secretly translating everything, every word, in your head, from your language into English, sentence by sentence.
And by the time you've translated your beautiful, perfect answer, the conversation has moved on.
And now you either say it anyway, completely out of context,
Or you just smile and nod. Like, yes, absolutely, I totally understood that.
we have all been there. And that feeling, that constant translating in your head, that's exactly what we're talking about today.
How to stop translating in your head and actually start thinking in English.
Which sounds impossible at first, right? Like, what do you mean, think in English? My brain speaks français, my friend.
Okay, your French accent is so dramatic.
I have a French father. I earned this.
Fair enough. Okay, so first things first. Let's actually talk about why this happens. Because a lot of learners feel like something is wrong with them when they translate. Like, am I doing this wrong? Am I bad at English?
And the answer is absolutely not. It's completely normal.
So, why does it happen?
So here's the thing. When you learn your first language, your mother tongue, you don't learn it by translating. You learn it by experience. You see a dog, someone says dog, and your brain connects the word to the thing. No translation needed.
Right, like nobody taught you the word hot by writing it on a board. You touched something hot, you went, ouch, and your brain went, oh, hot, got it.
Exactly. Your first language is wired directly to your feelings, your senses, your memories.
But your second language, especially if you learn it in a classroom, gets wired differently. You learn the English word dog, and your brain goes, okay, dog equals chien in French, equals some animal that barks.
So instead of word connecting directly to meaning, you have this extra step. Word goes to your language first, then to meaning.
And that extra step? That's the translate button. And it slows everything down.
Exactly. And the goal, what we're talking about today, is learning how to remove that middle step. So that dog just means dog, instantly, without going through your mother tongue first.
Okay, that sounds amazing in theory, but like, how?
Yes, that's the real question. And we have some genuinely useful techniques today.
Okay, I love this. Let's go. What's the first one?
Okay, first, and this is maybe the most important, stop studying words as translations.
Oh, say more.
So, a lot of learners study vocabulary like this. They have a list. English word on one side, translation on the other, and they memorize pairs. Apple, manzana. Cat, chat. Beautiful, bellissimo.
Very efficient, very lifeless.
Exactly. And the problem is, When you study that way, you train your brain to always connect English words to their translation. So every time you hear apple, your brain automatically reaches for the translation first.
So
Instead, connect words to images, feelings, situations. When you learn the word cozy, don't look up the translation. Close your eyes and think. Warm blanket, soft light, cup of tea, rainy day outside.
Oh, that is cozy.
Right? Now, cozy has a feeling. It's not a word on a list anymore. It's an experience in your mind.
Okay, I love this. And I think this is why visuals help so much when learning languages. Like, if you watch an English show without subtitles in your language, your brain has to figure out meaning from context, from tone, from what people are doing on screen. It bypasses the translation step completely.
Yes, context is huge. And this brings us to the second technique. And this one is simple, but really powerful.
Okay, what is it?
Narrate your life. In English.
I'm sorry. Narrate your life?
Yes. So you're walking to the kitchen, and in your head, in English, you think, I'm going to make coffee. The kitchen is cold this morning. I need to buy more milk.
You're like the narrator of your own movie.
Exactly. And it feels silly at first. It feels very overdramatic.
And then, Haley opened the fridge. She stared into it for a long time. She had no idea what she wanted. The fridge hummed quietly. Time passed.
Yes, exactly like that.
Honestly, though, that technique, I've heard from so many learners that it actually works. Because you're not studying. You're not sitting at a desk. You're just living your life, but in English.
And the beautiful thing is, you start small. You're not writing a novel. You're just thinking, I'm tired, instead of thinking it in your language first. Small steps. Every time you choose to think a thought in English, you're building a new mental habit.
And habits are everything, right? Like the translation habit, that's not something you decided to do. It just became automatic over time. So you're replacing one automatic habit with another.
Exactly. And that takes time. But it works.
Okay, but can we be really honest for a second? Because I feel like some learners are listening right now going, this sounds great, but what do I do when I don't know the word?
Oh, yes. This is such an important point.
Like, you're trying to narrate your life in English and you go to the kitchen and you see that thing, you know, the thing you use to open bottles, and you're like, the word, the word. What is the word?
The bottle opener.
The bottle opener. But in that moment, you don't know it. So what do? Do you just give up? Switch back to your language?
No. And this is technique number 3. Learn to work around words you don't know.
Oh, describe it.
So, in real conversation, in any language, native speakers do this all the time. They forget words, they don't know the exact term, and they describe it instead. The thing you use to open bottles. That feeling when you're tired but you can't sleep. The smell of rain on dry ground.
Oh, I love that last one. There's actually a word for that. Petrichor.
Is there really?
There is. But the point is, even without knowing the word, you can still communicate the idea perfectly. And that is thinking in English. Not having perfect vocabulary, just using what you have.
And this is something I always tell learners. Fluency isn't about knowing every word. It's about never stopping. It's about keeping the conversation moving, even when you're not sure.
That's actually really beautiful. And kind of freeing, right? Like, it takes the pressure off.
Totally. Because a lot of the translation habit comes from anxiety, from the fear of saying something wrong. So you translate very carefully because you want to make sure every word is correct before you say it.
And then you end up saying nothing because there's never a perfect moment.
Exactly. So part of thinking in English is also letting go of perfect.
Which, by the way, is advice that applies to life in general.
Very true.
Okay, I want to ask our listeners something here because I'm genuinely curious. And this is your chance to leave a comment. We love reading them.
Yes, please.
What language do you translate from when you're speaking English? Like, is your first language Spanish, Portuguese, Japanese, French, Arabic? Tell us. And also, what's the hardest part of thinking in English for you?
We genuinely want to know because it helps us understand what you need, and it makes our conversations so much better.
So drop a comment below. Okay, let's keep going. What's the next technique?
Okay, so the next one is about input, and specifically, the kind of input that actually builds English thinking.
What do you mean by input?
So, input is anything you listen to or read in English. Shows, podcasts, books, songs, YouTube videos. But not all input is equal.
What's the difference?
So there are two kinds. There's passive input. You have English on in the background while you're doing something else. You're cooking, the TV is on in English. You're sort of half listening.
Guilty.
We're all guilty. And passive input has some value. Your ear gets used to the sounds of English, the rhythm, the melody of the language. But it doesn't really build thinking in English.
Because you're not fully engaged.
Exactly. And then there's active input, where you're fully present. You're watching something, and you're really listening. You're not reading subtitles in your language. You're trying to understand from context, from tone, from what you already know.
And that is where the magic happens.
That's where thinking in English starts to build. Because your brain has to work. It can't rely on the translation crutch. It has to figure it out directly.
Okay, and I think there's something really important to add here. The content has to be interesting to you.
Yes, this is huge.
Like, if someone tells you, watch the news in English, but you find the news boring and stressful, you're not going to pay attention. You're going to zone out.
But if you find a show you love, a comedy, a drama, a cooking show, whatever, and it happens to be in English, you're going to be so focused on what happens next that your brain forgets it's studying.
And that is the sneaky secret of language learning. Make it so enjoyable that your brain doesn't realize it's working.
Exactly. Hide the vegetables in the food.
That is the most teacher thing you have ever said.
I stand by it.
Okay, so we have connect words to feelings and images, not translations. Narrate your life in English. Learn to work around words you don't know. And use active, engaging input. What else?
Okay, the next one might be the most surprising, but also the most powerful. And that is, start dreaming in English.
Wait, you can actually do that on purpose?
Well, not exactly on purpose, but there's a sign that learners reach a certain level when they start dreaming in English. And it happens faster when you immerse yourself deeply.
Okay, can I tell a story?
Please.
So I have a friend. She moved from Brazil to Canada. And for the first few months, all of her dreams were in Portuguese. Her brain was still processing everything in her first language.
Which makes total sense.
And then, around month 4 or 5, she started having dreams where some people spoke Portuguese and some spoke English. Like a mixed dream.
A bilingual dream.
A bilingual dream. And then eventually, full English dreams. And she told me that was the moment she realized, okay, English is starting to become part of how I think, part of how I feel. It's not just a skill I'm using anymore. It's becoming a part of me.
And that's the real shift, right? That's the moment English stops being a foreign language and starts being just a language you speak.
That's kind of beautiful, actually.
It really is. And that shift starts happening when you invest emotionally in English. When it's not just grammar exercises, when it's your favorite show, your favorite music, the podcast you listen to every week.
Like this one.
Like this one. Your brain starts to associate English with things you actually enjoy, with real emotions, with real moments in your life. And that's when it stops feeling foreign.
Okay, so I want to try something. Can we do a little demonstration?
Oh yeah? What are you thinking?
I want to show people what it actually sounds like when you're stuck in translation mode versus when you're thinking in English, like a before and after.
Oh, I love this. Let's do it.
Okay, so I'll be an English learner, and you ask me a simple question.
All right. So, what did you do last weekend?
Um, okay. The weekend, I, I go, no, wait. I went to the place with the moving pictures.
The cinema?
Yes, the cinema. I went to the cinema and I watched a film about a man who he is like running and there is danger.
An action movie?
An action movie. Yes. Okay, you see what happened there? I knew what I wanted to say. The thought existed in my head. But I was translating word by word, pulling each piece from my first language, checking it, then saying it in English. It was exhausting.
And slow. And that's exactly what most learners experience. Now, same question, same learner, but this time thinking in English.
So last weekend, I went to see a movie. Honestly, I don't remember the name, but it was this big action thing. Lots of running and explosions, you know the type. It was pretty fun. I actually really enjoyed it, even though the ending was a bit weird.
See the difference?
Right? The second version wasn't perfect either. I don't remember the name. You know the type. Those are workarounds. She didn't know every word, but she kept moving. She stayed in English the whole time.
And that's exactly it. The goal isn't to be perfect. The goal is to stay in English. Keep the engine running. Don't turn it off every time you hit a bump.
Keep the engine running. I like that. Can we put that on a poster?
English Conversation Café merchandise. I'm writing it down.
Okay, so to summarize what we have so far, because I want to make sure everyone following along feels really clear.
Good idea.
So, if you want to stop translating and start thinking in English, first, study vocabulary with images and feelings, not just translations. Second, narrate your daily life in English, even just in your head. Third, when you don't know a word, describe it. Keep moving forward. Fourth, do active listening with content you actually enjoy. And fifth, immerse yourself so deeply that English starts to feel like yours.
Perfect summary. And I want to add one more thing, because I think it's really important.
What's that?
Be patient with yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Because learners often feel so frustrated. They try to think in English, and it's slow, and it's clunky, and they make mistakes, and they feel like it's not working. And the frustration makes them tense. And tension actually makes it harder to think in any language.
That's so true. Have you ever tried to remember someone's name and the harder you try, the more it just disappears? And then the moment you stop trying, it pops right up.
Exactly. Language is like that too. The more relaxed you are, the more naturally your English flows. The more tense and self-critical you are, the more you freeze.
So the mindset is actually part of the technique.
Absolutely. Think of it as training, not testing. Every conversation, every day of narrating your life in English, you're not being graded, you're just training.
Like going to the gym. You don't go to the gym expecting to lift the heaviest weight on day one. You go, you do what you can, you come back tomorrow. And slowly, you get stronger.
And one day you realize, oh, that weight isn't heavy anymore.
And your English isn't heavy anymore.
Exactly.
Okay, I have one more thing I want to talk about, and it's something nobody really says out loud, but I think needs to be said.
What is it?
Thinking in English doesn't mean losing your first language or your identity,
Oh, that's such a good point.
because some learners feel almost guilty. Like, if I start thinking in English, am I abandoning my culture, my language, my family?
And the answer is not at all.
Being bilingual, being multilingual, is not replacing one language with another. It's like adding a room to your house. Your first language is still there. Your culture is still there. You're just bigger now.
I love that way of putting it. And honestly, it makes you more empathetic too, because you understand what it's like to communicate across languages. You know what it's like to search for the right word, to feel misunderstood, to feel that amazing moment of connection when someone finally gets exactly what you mean.
That's why this community, the people listening right now, are honestly some of my favorite people. Because you're doing something that takes real courage. Learning a language as an adult is not easy, and you're doing it anyway.
And that matters. It really does.
Okay, I'm getting a little emotional. Someone stop me.
No, it's good. It's real.
Okay, I do want to ask our listeners one more thing before we wrap up. And this one is fun, I promise.
What are you thinking?
So, we want to know, have you ever had a moment where you thought in English without meaning to? Like, a spontaneous thought just appeared in English and you were like, wait, did I just…
Oh, that moment is so good when it happens.
Right? It's like leveling up in a video game. So tell us in the comments, has that ever happened to you? When was it? What were you thinking about?
We love those stories. Genuinely.
And if it hasn't happened to you yet, it will. Just keep going.
Okay, before we close, I want to do a quick little exercise. Because we don't want people to just listen. We want them to actually try something today.
Oh, I like this. What are we doing?
So, right now, wherever you are, look around the room. And for each thing you see, say the English word. Just the word. No translation. If you don't know the word, describe it. The thing for sitting. The thing for making coffee. The shiny rectangle I'm watching this on.
The shiny rectangle of knowledge.
Perfect. That absolutely counts. And just notice, do you reach for the translation first, or does the English word come directly?
And don't judge yourself either way. Just notice. That's where you are today. And that's okay.
Because every time you do that exercise, every time you look at something and reach for the English word first, you're training that direct connection. You're building the bridge.
And one day, the bridge is so strong that the translation path just falls away on its own.
That's the goal.
Okay, I love this episode. I feel like we gave people something real to do today, not just think about.
That was the goal. Because thinking in English, it's not a theory. It's a practice. It's daily. It's small moments, every day, slowly adding up.
Hey, Max, can I ask you something kind of personal?
Yeah, of course.
When you think in English, is it different from thinking in French? Like, does your brain actually feel different?
Yeah, actually. That's a really interesting question. I think English feels more direct to me. Like, English often has shorter ways of saying things. Let's go. I'm done. That works.
Very efficient.
And French can be very elaborate. very beautiful. But sometimes you just need, let's go, you know?
So you're saying English is your let's go language, and French is your allow me to compose a poem about this moment language.
That is honestly kind of accurate.
I love it. Different languages, different moods.
Different languages, different sides of yourself. And that's not a bad thing. That's actually one of the most wonderful things about speaking more than one language.
You contain multitudes.
Exactly.
Okay, all right. Let's wrap up. We could honestly talk about this for another hour,
We really could.
but we respect your time. And our own.
So, quick recap before we go. If you want to stop translating and start thinking in English, connect words to feelings and experiences, not just their translation. Make it emotional. Make it personal.
Narrate your daily life in English. Even tiny thoughts count. I'm hungry. It's raining. I need socks. All of it.
When you don't know a word, work around it. Describe it. Keep the thought moving in English. Don't let a missing word pull you back.
Do active listening with things you genuinely enjoy in English. Not because it's homework, because you love it.
And be patient with yourself. You're building new mental wiring. That takes time. And it's working, even when it doesn't feel like it.
And remember, thinking in English doesn't replace who you are. It adds to who you are.
Beautifully said.
I have my moments.
So, thank you so much for spending this time with us today. Seriously, the fact that you're here, listening, learning, that means everything to us.
It really does. And if you're watching on YouTube and you haven't subscribed yet, come on, just hit that subscribe button. It's free, it takes literally 2 seconds, and it means you'll never miss a new episode.
We drop new episodes regularly, so there's always something new coming your way.
And if you want to help someone else who's learning English, share this episode with them. Because maybe they're stuck in that translation loop right now. And maybe this conversation is exactly what they needed to hear.
That's a beautiful thought.
I'm full of them today.
You are.
Okay, from both of us here at English Conversation Café, keep going. Keep practicing. Keep thinking in English.
Even when it's slow,
Even when you forget the word.
even when it's messy,
Especially when it's messy. Because messy means you're trying. And trying is everything.
see you next time.
See you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening. We hope today's conversation helped you understand real English better. Subscribe and join us for the next episode.